Good evening, Americans. It's Mark Bradley. You found the Mark Bradley Show. It's Monday night. So much to talk about tonight. First off, I promised that I would correct what I said on Thursday about that poll, Republicans versus Democrats and their handling of the American economy. I looked it up. It was actually a Rasmussen poll that came out last Monday on the 8th of June. And it stated, let me read this straight to you from the poll. It's posted up at RasmussenReports.com. The latest Rasmussen Reports National Telephone Survey finds that 45% now trust the GOP to handle economic issues, while 39% trust Democrats more. Now this is more. Who do you trust more? Okay. This is the first time in over 2 years of polling that the GOP has held the advantage on this issue. The parties were close in May, with the Democrats holding a modest 44 to 43% edge. The latest survey was taken just after General Motors announced it was going into bankruptcy as part of a deal brokered by the Obama administration that gives the government majority ownership of the failing automaker. Okay, there you have it. That's what the American people have said in a poll. We'll see what happens as the days progress, and believe me, I will keep you updated. Listen, I've got no love for the Democrats, and I don't particularly have any love for Republicans or GOP. There are a few good people on each side. But the point is, does someone have enough sense and enough common sense in their head to know what needs to be done to say this spending cannot continue, we've got to stop it, we need to balance the budget, we need to stop all this borrowing money. I mean, how can you go out and borrow this much money for bailouts and all these stimulus packages? For what? For what? And that's the problem. Nothing's happened. Unemployment keeps going up. So, we'll keep you updated on that. Next, I tell you what, I couldn't believe it when I saw this the other day. I read it over the weekend. The unthinkable has happened. I saw this trailer for Michael Moore's new movie. It's kind of about the bank bailouts. In fact, that's the primary subject. It was funny. He had a very funny trailer. I'm posting the link at my Facebook and my Twitter pages, so you can check that out if you want to. He doesn't look nearly as disgusting as he usually does. He actually looks like a human being, which is always a step in the right direction, I think. And it's possible, I don't know, I'm going to hold out judgment, but it's possible that I might agree with some of the things that he has to say in this movie. I also want to recommend, if you have questions or comments, send me an email, markbradleyshow@gmail.com. Anything you see on the show, if you want to hear more about it, if you want to know more, ask me a question, tell me why I'm so wrong and why I just don't get it, go ahead and tell me, markbradleyshow@gmail.com. Iran's been working on nuclear technology for at least a decade now. And I'll give you my take on it. I always try to find a little bit different perspective than what you hear on most of the mainstream media and even in your talk radio genres. Listen, I think that Iran is I know that Iran is a sovereign nation. They have a recognized government. They have every right to develop whatever weapons they desire to in order to protect their nation or whatever. Well, not whatever. They can't do whatever they want with them. And that's the point. Is when you've got Ahmadinejad denying the Holocaust over and over again, and the death to Israel chants and things like that, then is where you run into problems. And if they do, God forbid, create a nuclear warhead, and if they do, God forbid, decide they want to attempt to deploy it, then this is a good reason why I'm not president. I would just wipe them off the face of the earth. Because if you have the capability to take a life and you try to use that capability, you have forfeited yours. And that's my perspective on a lot of things. That's why I am a big proponent of capital punishment. Listen, we are a civilized society, folks. And in a civilized society, when someone takes a life, they have given up theirs. And it is only right that we do that, and we should do it swiftly and quickly without years and years of appeals. And it's a kind of it's hard to see what we've degenerated into in the legal system. Now back to Iran. If Iran, does develop a nuclear weapon, now I realize that there's treaties and all this stuff that they are going against, and I don't believe in non-proliferation treaties. I don't believe in disarmament. I believe that every nation should protect itself. That's why I believe that America should and does have the biggest, the strongest military in the world, and and I'm thankful for that, and we should. So, I promised Iranian election updates. Apparently, from what I've read, at least one person has died in the protests over there. A supporter of the opposition candidate. I pulled an article off the AP that just came out just today. Actually, it came out early yesterday. Anna Johnson and Ali Akbar Darani. This is out of Tehran. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei directed one of Iran's most influential bodies, the Guardian Council, listen to this, to examine claims by, let's see here, to examine the claims by where is his name? The opposition Musawi candidate. The move by Khamenei, who had earlier welcomed the election results, had no guarantee it would satisfy those challenging Ahmadinejad's re-election or quell days of rioting after Friday's election left parts of Tehran scarred by flames and shattered storefronts. This is still a big developing story, and this is a big break. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this is kind of like the Supreme Court stepping in and halting the Chrysler bailout, and then the next day turning around and saying, well, keep going, it's fine. Or are these claims going to be looked into? Is there something to the claims of election fraud and all kinds of vote fraud on the part of Ahmadinejad? And we will keep you updated and posted on this story as information is available. Keep your eye on this. This is interesting stuff. International elections like this can make a big difference in American foreign policy, and it's always interesting to see when a Muslim company has what Ahmadinejad called free and fair elections, and his challenger doesn't agree with that. We'll see. I don't know if this challenger is much better suited than he was to run the country, but he seems to be what some people would call a more liberal candidate, where Ahmadinejad is the conservative candidate. And I don't necessarily agree with either of them, but we'll see. And that's it for this show. Thanks for watching. The show keeps getting more and more popular every day. We'll be on every Monday through Thursday. Coming up tomorrow, we'll have more updates on the Iranian election and a little more discussion about what's going on in politics in this country. I mean, what about the Americans' second most important issue, corruption in politics? That's what another Rasmussen poll found was the second most important issue to us Americans, and I think I can agree with that it is a very important. We don't want our politics to be so corrupt like we know they are. We'll talk some more about that, see what people think, and see if there's anyone out there who's standing up for good old-fashioned American values. Thanks for watching. We'll be back before you know it, watching The Mark Bradley Show.